So today we're going to talk about the best places to live for empty nesters in San Diego. That's going to start right now. So what's the first stop on our list of best places to live for empty nesters?
Best places to live for. So first of all, congratulations if your kids are out of the house. That's great.
I'm envious.
I am a little bit envious too. You got a long way to go. Yeah. I'm closer to the finish line than you are.
That's right.
But so if you're just looking to downsize a little bit, you know, maybe you don't need a big yard or 4 bedrooms or all the square footage. You're just looking for something a little bit smaller. Kids are out of the house, or just finally getting the chance to live out that dream of living by the beach, by the ocean. I'd say first on my list would be Carlsbad. That is an affordable beach town. Great for empty nesters because there's lots of options like townhomes, condos, even mobile homes. But still lots to do in Carlsbad.
Yeah, especially in that Carlsbad Village area too. This is very walkable. It's west of the 5, which is a great spot to be, west of the 5. It's very walkable. It's got shops and restaurants and coffee shops that you can all walk to. You can get small bungalows there, or you can do townhomes, condos. Very walkable area, which I think is what I'd be looking for if I was an empty nester.
Yeah.
Trying to get closer to the beach, maybe less suburban. We're full deep into the suburbs out here. So 15, 20 years from now, one day, I'd probably want to go closer to the beach.
Yeah, absolutely. Carlsbad would be a good choice. Next on the list would be Lake San Marcos, which also has some smaller homes, some single-story homes, and some affordable real estate there. There's a really nice lake, nice size, a pretty big lake that a lot of stuff is centered around. There's a marina, there's a racket club, there's golf courses, stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
it's just nice to walk around too, because the scenery is really nice over there, and a lot of the homes can walk right to the lake there. So it's a really
homes can walk to the lake. The homes just grow legs and walk.
If you live in said homes, you can walk to the Lake San Marcos.
That's right.
San Marcos is pretty big, but the area around Lake San Marcos is a little bit smaller. So. It's a really good spot to check out, and probably one of the more affordable spots on the list here too. So
yes.
All right, next on our list is a little bit more inland in Rancho Bernardo. A good thing about Rancho Bernardo, they have a lot of spots. They have a lot of 55+ communities, which you know, you might be 55 to be an empty nester, but if you are looking for that, they have a lot of single-story homes there. They have a lot of like amenities there too.
Yeah.
They have like these big communities with like tennis courts, golf courses.
Well, there's a great winery in Rancho Bernardo.
RV
That's
winery,
really fun to hang out there, walk around, and
the RV Inn is really good.
The RV Inn is
they have
really
a golf
nice,
course there, but it's also like a little, you know, like a bed and breakfast type thing with good breakfast.
Kids are out of the house. You can go to the bed and breakfast.
One day we'll be able to go.
Kids are out of the house. You can go to the winery. You stay at the winery as long as you want.
And it's a great hotel there too. So they have like a nice spa there as well. So it's a good place to check out.
I like Rancho Bernardo. Next on our list is Encinitas, a little villagey beach community. I call it villagey. Has a downtown area with a main street with shops and restaurants and farmers market.
It's quaint.
It's quaint.
It is quaint.
It is. I like it there. I'd like to move to Encinitas. Great surfing, beautiful beaches, a little bit more expensive real estate, obviously, but you might find that cute little beach cottage that's just enough space for you and your spouse, your significant other, and not your kids. Condos, townhomes. I'm kicking the kids out in my future fantasy. I guess
and going far as west you can get.
Are getting kicked out of the house.
Yes.
It's pretty walkable. Gets a 41 on the walkability score. So
Encinitas is pretty big. So there's a part west of the 5 which is much more walkable.
Yeah.
Encinitas east of the 5, not as walkable.
A little more spread out.
Yeah, more spread out.
There's the San Diego, the botanical gardens there.
You
know, if you need to get out and enjoy the nature. I mean, there's nature all around, but just a nice place to go. Yep, that's it.
That's it. That's all we got.
Encinitas, that's all we got.
All right, next on our list is probably one of the most beautiful places in San Diego, La Jolla. La Jolla is also a pretty large area of San Diego. It's probably one of the most expensive spots on our list. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree.
But there's a reason why it is. You have beautiful ocean views from a lot of La Jolla. They also have like a little the village of La Jolla is beautiful.
Yeah.
Very walkable. Some great hotels down there. Great restaurants, coffee shops, everything you can imagine. And when you picture San Diego, most people picture La Jolla. I think. Yeah. So really a lot of places, a lot of things to do there. They also have some golf courses there in La Jolla. You also have Torrey Pines Golf Course just to the north of you. Niche.com rated A+ for retirees. So not exactly empty nesters, but if you're there to retire, La Jolla is a fantastic place to be if you can afford it.
That's right. You might be able to tick both those boxes and be an empty nester and a retiree.
Yeah, for sure.
And have tons of money.
And have lots of money. Check.
So someplace, as I said, ticking those boxes. If you are a retiree and you are an empty nester, another wonderful place to live would be Del Mar. If you want a quieter life,
it's probably a little quieter than like a La Jolla.
I would say Del Mar could be the place to go. Again, as we're saying with all of these places, beautiful beaches, that goes without saying. That's kind of San Diego's claim to fame. But Del Mar also has a really nice little downtown area. Not really downtown. Couple of streets, couple of restaurants, couple of shops.
It's a little tiny little beach town. So actually, I think it's only like 4 square miles or something like that.
It
so
is. But they've got a nice dog beach there. They've got the racetrack there. Mm-hmm. You know, if you can get out and catch some races, that's really fun to go to. They also host lots of events at the racetrack that are open to everybody. Concerts and festivals and a fair that comes every year. The Del Mar Fair.
Yeah.
Del Mar Fair?
Del Mar, I think it's called the San Diego Fair.
San Diego
at the
Fair.
Del Mar Fair.
At the Del Mar Fair.
They also do Christmas lights at Christmas. We just did that.
Oh yeah, we just did that.
Past year.
So a nice active community. Lots of people walking around all the time. It's very walkable. But it shuts down early. So if you like a little quieter, slower pace, Del Mar could be the spot for you. By 10 p.m., I'd say it's pretty quiet.
That's actually okay by me. I'm usually asleep by like 10:30. I get tired.
I'm ready to hang. I'm ready to hang at 10 p.m. I'm always ready to hang.
Yeah, she'll go to La Jolla. I'll go to Del Mar.
yeah.
All right, next on our list is the city of Point Loma, which is just west of downtown San Diego. It has some beautiful cliffs there. The Sunset Cliffs is probably one of the most well-known cliffs here in San Diego. Mm-hmm. Like as I mentioned, you're very close to downtown, so if you like to frequent the downtown nightlife, well, now that your kids are out of the house, that's a really good spot to do. It's also very close to the airport. I think you're 4 miles to the airport in Point Loma. So that is, if you like to travel a little bit more now the kids are out of the house, then Point Loma is definitely a good destination to be. Schools aren't quite as good in the Point Loma, but it doesn't really matter if your kids are out of the house.
Yeah, I have to say I'm really thankful not to have to talk about the school districts or the schools at all in this video.
Since we talk about that all the time.
I do.
So it's
I love the schools. The schools are great here, but it's also really nice not to talk about them. Yeah, that's not even on the list here.
Yeah.
You're an empty nester. You live wherever you want.
And if you like walkable towns, Point Loma is also pretty walkable. I think it's a 63 on the walk score.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So that's pretty good.
This next neighborhood might come as a little bit of a surprise for empty nesters because I think a lot of people associate this neighborhood with young families or people with young children. North Park and South Park are next on our list. But I think it's a good fit for empty nesters because there are smaller homes. So if you're looking for something with some character, something you can really make your own, maybe not a big tract home, not a huge development of cookie cutter homes, North Park and South Park are a great option for empty nesters. Smaller square footage, still a little bit of yard space if you've got pets or something.
And as you mentioned, the houses have a lot more character in them.
Yes, they do.
Than some of these suburban neighborhoods in San Diego.
Yes.
You get the craftsman style. You can get more modernish, mid-century modern type homes too.
I love that. Yeah.
So there's a lot more diversity as far as home styles there, which is kind of cool. Sometimes you might get tired of the, not to say cookie cutter homes that we have up here, but it's nice to have a little bit more diversity.
Yeah. So I would say even though North Park generally attracts a younger crowd, it's also a good spot for, just people that don't need 4,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet.
And you're super close to downtown, still super close to the airport.
And it's got a vibrant, it's very vibrant there. Places to see concerts, art museums, good restaurants, good food, interesting food.
You're right next to Balboa Park, which has all the museums there, so you can walk to Balboa Park from a lot of these areas.
Yeah.
And there's tons to do at Balboa Park. So,
or just walk at Balboa Park. It's just a great place to be out in nature. I mean, they've got ponds with koi fish in there and beautiful plant life. I mean, even if you're not going to go to the museums, just walking around Balboa Park, there's always something going on.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, last but not least on our tour here is the city of Coronado, which is just southwest of downtown San Diego. Lots to do in Coronado. A little bit quieter, but it does draw a little bit more tourists probably in Coronado. It gets a little crowded, mostly in the summertime. They also have the Hotel del Coronado, which also brings a lot of tourists. And sometimes we do like staycations down there, so it's because it kind of feels like it doesn't feel like San Diego.
No, it feels like a little home away from home.
I always think it kind of feels like a cross between like a European and East Coast city, if that makes sense. Because, it has a little more character to it.
Sure.
A lot of different types of architecture there as far as homes go. So I think it's a really cool place to check out. We got a lot of restaurants and shops, and the downtown area is super walkable. So if you like that, that's a good place to check out.
There's a naval presence there,
Right.
Navy base and naval housing.
Yeah, so a lot of Navy people live over there too because it's super convenient for them.
It is more expensive than some of the other spots that we've mentioned before.
sure.
More in line with like La Jolla, I would say, just because the real estate is at a premium there because what you get is what you get. You can't build anymore. The peninsula is only so big.
They're pretty much full as it is. Unless you tear something down and build it up.
That's right.
That's pretty much the only option.
So, but still, that would be a great place for empty nesters. Still lots to do, close to the airport. Character in all the homes and different size homes and even high-rise apartments. I mean, there's a couple high-rise apartment buildings, condo buildings, you know, there. So you have some options as to what you might.
But if you try to leave Coronado, so you do run into a little bit of traffic too, because you got to take over the Coronado Bridge over there, which can, depending on the time of day, can get pretty crazy. So just keep that in mind. If you like staying in Coronado, it's great, but if you're trying to travel outside of it can be a little challenging sometimes.
Are you saying you can never leave?
You're stuck there forever.
This
you're basically
is Hotel
in a
California.
bubble. Exactly.
You can check in, but you can never check out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was our list of best places to live in San Diego for empty nesters. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Smitha, hopefully that was helpful for you. And if you're ever planning on moving to San Diego, we'd love to help you find your next home. If this is your first time to our channel, please subscribe to our channel as we post new videos every week. Thanks for watching and catch us next week.
Bye.
Bye. And how's our new studio? Do you guys like it?
Oh yeah, this is nice.
We're working on the lighting, but this is what we got so far. So.
I feel really.
I know.
You look not as bright as I really
Really?
look like. Yeah. You got that new haircut.
New haircut.